Hey friends, today I'll try to have to provide a solution to somebody who encounters a challenge in our community, in the BIMvoice friends community. And by the way, this is a free community, the largest openBIM community. If you did not join yet and you want to get help in the future, get to know me and contact me, this is the great way to start. And by the way, we recently passed 210 people, so yay, looking forward to meet you there. Now let's get back to business. What's happening here? Eugenio has some problems identifying wall types in the IDS, in his IDS. Okay, so let me go here. What's happening? IDS editor. Let's see. It doesn't work. All right. Let's see if I can log out. No, so I'll start here with the search. Go there. I clicked, I thought, yeah, not really. So here, use IDS editor for free. Big BIMvoice friends live calls, and we have here a wall type. I did actually this one while I was during our weekly meeting, but unfortunately I did not record the screen because I got a new computer and so on. So yeah, I have to record this now. So this is great because I think this is also a very important video that many could use. So let me just delete it. Got it. And so let me create a new document. I'll search here for IDS. I'll call this wall type because that's what Eugenio wants to look for. Right, so I also have Blender or Bonsai, sorry. If I bring up the model that I modeled, this one right here, a simple model with 4 walls, you can see they have different thickness, they have different names. I'm using just the library, so I could do something like this. Let's see if this works. It's fine actually, because yeah, he wants to search for the word structural wall types, and in our case we have WAL, right? So it's the same principle, just instead of typing structural or STR, you can type in wall or whatever else you want, right? It's the same, the principle is the same. Cool. Now I'll get back to my to the post. Okay, so here is what Eugenio wants, or his challenge. So he's testing IDS with Aka USB meter, which is the tool that we're using. This one right here, this one. Oh, it popped out in another. Yeah, it popped out. Let's see where it is. That's strange. I thought it's here, but it's not. That's very strange. Edit. Oh yeah, I closed it. Oh yeah. For some reason, it looks like it. Yeah, of course, I did not start it. I will not use anything, any information here. I'll just leave an IDS file. So you don't have to do this. Don't listen to me. You have to add information if you want other stakeholders to understand what you're doing, right? So I definitely recommend you that. And I have to create a specification, and I'll call this wall type name check. And I will go with IFC4, which is what I have in my case. You can use whatever you need, and this is my specification. Then in filters we have to choose like what what are we looking for, and then requirements, the requirements that have to be met. Going back to Eugenio. So many walls on an IFC file I'm using might contain the word structural in their IFC type name, as you can see in the screenshot. It is quite useful. Okay, so it's quite useful to create IFC based types, IFC wall types, basically different wall types, yeah, and name these types based on simple information such as thickness, material, structural, function, etc. Yeah, makes sense. So sorry, I have to go back here to Bonsai. It got way too far away, so let's go here. So when I pick a wall, when I choose a wall and I go to object metadata or object information, we look here. This is what he's talking about, an IFC wall type, and this WAL300. This is a type of wall. In this case, this 300 is referring to the thickness of this wall. Okay. So he wants to apply to make some change searches, some checks based on this. Okay, so this makes sense so far. I would like to know if it's possible to specify through IDS the following: filter applicability, all walls in the model with, okay, so all walls in the model with which IFC type wall contain the word structural in the IFC type name. Requirement all walls may have true as load bearing value. Okay, cool. So let's get to our IDS editor, and actually this is wrong, right? So load bearing check based on wall type name. That's what we want to do, to have an explanation, to understand what we do, right? There we go to filter and say what we want to apply it. And we are looking for, we are searching, you see we have 6 facets here: class, part of, classification, attribute, property, material. If we look at his images, let me show you that too. You see here IFC wall type reinforced concrete structural 300. So like I said, instead of WAL, like I'm going to use in my IDS, you just have to type in structural or STR, whatever you want, okay? But this is what he has. This is his model. So this is the requirement I see. So the load bearing check, right? Which is the second tab, the third tab, and here is where you apply. I see that in this case, you are applying to IFC class IFC wall, which is not how it will work, actually. That's why it's not working. I guess when you are running this IDS, you don't get anything. You get not available, and that's because you are looking for IFC wall. Meanwhile, this IFC class should be IFC wall type, and then you look for this in the, like, this is correct, but again, you use the facet classification. This is my theory, which is not. Actually, you will see soon where we have to search for. It's actually the name, the attribute name. Okay, so let's see what I mean, but let's take it step by step. Okay, so filter. Okay, IFC type wall. Like I said, we search for wall type. I just type in, oh my god, wall type. Okay, and this one right here, this is the class, IFC class. And do we have any predefined name? No, we are not using predefined names, because if you look at your picture, we see that the predefined name is not defined. So predefined type, sorry, not name, is not defined, but this is what it refers to, right? So far this is what I want to see, right? In my case, All right, and the next thing, like I said, I want to see like how am I filtering exactly on the types that have that name with the WAL or structural like you want, right? So let's look here. Unfortunately, we don't find that information here. If you want to find that information, actually you have to select the type and render the information on the type. When we have selected the wall, we are seeing the information only on the wall. We don't see more information on the wall type, okay? And that's what we want to look for. We want to see where is this information right here, which is exactly on the type and not on the wall, which is an occurrence of this type, right? So to do that, you have to click here on select type, and after doing that, you see that on the left hand side it went automatically to this type, and now we see here selected IFC wall type not defined, right? So now we can see information about this, and now we can see where is that information you are looking for. And I have that WAL300 here, and I'm assuming your structural, your long name, it's here, it's also here. So actually what you have to filter here on, it's the attribute name, right? Name or the name attribute. Yeah, name attribute, I think it sounds better. And we want everything which has included in this, the thing that you want to search based on, right? So if I go back to here, I will add another criteria, and in this time I will add an attribute, right? Because that's the name attribute, like I said. And the value, it's a pattern, because otherwise you have to use a specific, like if you have a fixed name, then yeah, you can do that as well. But if you have a pattern, then you use this, and we can use the AI stuff. But because I used quite a bit now, this is how you can use, like this means that everything which contains the wall, this word, like that's like, doesn't matter what you have before, doesn't matter what you have after, but it has to include WAL, right? If you don't know how to use this, you use the robot. Sorry, yeah, you see it did it here. I want to search for all the names that have wall in the name, caps, anywhere in the world, like for example. And if I delete this from here, it doesn't work, but you see if I click again, yeah, okay, it's a bit different, but it's almost the same. Like here it says that, yeah, but now there can be, in this case it can have only these letters. So actually I prefer the previous version of it, right? So I want to use this, because right now it will limit only to letters, and it might have numbers, right, as far as I'm concerned. So I'll just put this, I'll add it and save. And the attribute name, which is the name of the attribute, in our case it's exactly name, and you will see if you start typing, you will see only what is allowed, right? And you see name. Going back to Bonsai to explain to you that, you see, like what is the name of the attribute, because we can use global ID, predefined type, right? But in our case, we have this value here in the name attribute, right? So that's why it's very important. All right, so we did this. So now I just created the applicability. You see all type 4, because I have the three other ones from yesterday. And if I'm running this IDS, I will get like this one, wall type 4 IDS. I will get not available. But not only that, like I think that's also what you get, not available, but I assume that you are getting 0 of 0 or something like that here in this search. In my case, I get 4 or 4, and that means that it's actually catching the walls. So far we just get feedback that actually we have 4 walls with this criteria, that meet this criteria in our model, right? And to prove you if this is correct or not, let me show you, for example, if I modify this, if I remove this pattern and I type in, for example, WAN, let me prove you that this is not working. So if I save this, and if I go back here, and if we run this, you will see like 0 elements passed, because it doesn't find any walls, wall types with these characters in their name. And it makes sense, right? Because it's WAL, not N. All right, so I will just fix this immediately. There we go, pattern WAL, and save it. All right, so now we have the filtering, Eugenio. Now we are finding the things that we intend to, right? And now we can ask for the requirements and see if these types are meeting the requirements. In your case, like if they have a load bearing property, right? So if I look here, sorry, you're typing it here, requirement must have true. Okay, first let's see if they have this at all, this property, right? So I'll go back here. That means the requirement, this is a property, the load bearing, it's in the properties, right? And let me show you why I believe that. Actually, let's see if he has it in the image. Yeah, you see here, and this is under a pset wall common, right? That's how you know that this is a property, because it starts with pset. Okay. All right, so now we go to, you see this progression, like the first one, the second one, and now I go back here and must have with the property load bearing. This is the name of the property itself, and this is the name of the property set, right, which is called pset wall common, right? Let's double check that. If I go here, I see that I don't have any pset here in my case, right? Because this is a model that I modeled myself, but that's pretty easy to add. So let's see. Yes, pset underscore wall common. Okay. And now I should get an error, because actually I don't have the load bearing, right? I should get not an error, but I should get feedback that my requirements are not met. Now let's go back to our IDS and let's run our latest, which is IDS wall type 6, and let's run it. Oh no, we see, like I said, we see that we find 4 elements, but this is not correct, and that's because we don't have it. In your case, Eugenio, if you run this IDS, then you will get this. Only you have to change this WAL to structural or STR, okay? Now let's see if this really works. Let's do the true test, and let's take this wall right here. Let's add that information. So I'll choose this. I'll go for wall common, and I will click here, and you see that we have load bearing, and if I click this, I add it, and if I click on save, we see that we have load bearing true in this case, okay? But not only that we add it, but we also have it true, the value is true. And in this case, you see that this one doesn't have that. When I change back this, pset wall common load bearing true. This one doesn't have it, this one doesn't, because we add it only in for one wall, right? Now to double check that, we have to run one more time the IDS, and we are going to see that nothing is met. Pset wall common load bearing. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see, what did I do wrong here? I did add this because I don't have to save as far as I'm concerned. Load bearing, true. Oh, of course, I'm sorry. I added this value to the type, to the wall, to the occurrence, okay? That's how you learn. Like, I love this. It's like troubleshooting, it's like programming when you find bugs, right? And in this case, I added this information in the wall itself, in the occurrence, and not at the type level, right? So what you have to do is, you see, this one is wall 200, this one is wall 300, and this wall 50 and wall 50. So I have to check and here, add it here. You see right now I am in the, what's happening? IFC building story. How did I get there? Okay, so let's take it from here. I selected it from here. You see, oh, okay, I did a mistake when I selected. Yeah, I selected the story, not not the type. So I get here, I get the type wall 50, right? And now we want to add this pset, and this is from all common. We click on add, and we get load bearing. And I click on OK. And now we get true. Now we should have two walls, because we have, this one is 50, this one is val 50, right? And this one are 200 and 300. So now we should be able to find two walls with the correct load bearing. Let's see now. Yes, and we can see that we got our actually, yeah, because the types, we don't see the types, right? And when he's checking, he's not checking what we have in our model visibly, because the types are hidden. He's not checking what we have here, but he's checking all the types which are here. You see all this for val 50, val 100, and we don't have duplicates here, right? And it says that only val 50 has the load bearing property set, which, let's see if it's also true. So this is correct. I really love this. Like, I feel like a detective when I do this. It's amazing. And this should be not a string. Let's see, can I choose something else? Let's see if this works with Boolean and the value true. Let's see if this works. If it doesn't, I'll fix that another time. But so far, you learned how to do these things, how to check if the types have, how to filter them correctly, how to get them in the applicability. Let's see. Yes, it works. Because this one, you see, it will show that if not the full requirement is met, it will show like it's not meeting, it's with red, right? So that's why you have to click on this and expand it, right? Or you have to fix all your wall types to reflect that, right? And we can see that in our case, in this specification, there is only one element which passes our requirements. And that's how you do gradually to make sure that either your requirements are met, like adding them in the IDS, or fixing your model, or re-exporting it, whatever you are doing. Yes, so if you think this is interesting and you want to master and implement these things in your workflows, you are more than welcome to join the Bonsai Bootcamp, where we learn these kind of things. If you want to learn more about these things, and if you are willing to invest some money and time in this to accelerate your journey, to save time and to be surrounded with experts, global experts on these topics, on Bonsai, not only IDS, right? How to use Bonsai for BIM coordinators, and also modeling, scheduling, costing, and so on. If this is something for you, just send me a message wherever, on LinkedIn, to my email, petru@BIMvoice.com, and yeah, we can get it from there. Otherwise, feel free to check the description in this video and join the free open community, the openBIM community, the largest openBIM community I'm building, which is called BIMvoice Friends, and where we have this kind of meetings and we do these kind of things. I'm answering, me and the other instructors are replying with solutions to the challenges you might face, given the time we have at our disposal. Of course, that's the whole purpose with the Bonsai Bootcamp, where you get much more support, of course. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this was really helpful, and I'll see you around. Have a good one.